Hey there, it's your friend Jeff, YouTube friend, random stranger out on the internet, and shout out to the Suicide Boys for this video idea because their song title of like trauma can be illuminating, something along those lines, inspired this video because it really can be. People want to limit or eliminate trauma in your life, and that's just not possible. I think that is a completely wrong way to go about this because I think a more empowering thing with trauma is to accept it, learn from it, and make yourself stronger because of it. And through my personal trauma of like abandonment, um, social neglect. I had a really hard time making friends as a kid, expressing myself, accept, anger, a lot of anger issues. I think that was a big trauma point for me is how my anger affected my friends, um, with my family, and just things that mattered in my life that if I didn't learn from that trauma, I probably be not a lot, having a lot of people in my life, and life would be 100 times harder for sure. Because if you do life solo without people in your life, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to have a really bad time. And I am grateful to have those figures in my life. And even though I may struggle with, I do want a partner or someone in my life, nowadays it's more like, I'm okay with either or and being a little more selective and picky and not being desperate for that because all it takes is one special person to really change that. Getting a little topic off here. Those things I just said, you can make an argument that trauma helps you come to very profound realizations about yourself, and you can either let it make you or break you. As cheesy as that sounds, anger for me could have been my breaking point. And my relationship with anger and how I used to lash out at people that would have criticisms or try to do low blows to win an argument. Really petty stuff that I cringe now at the thought of it, that I used to do these things because of when asking to the root, like reasoning of this behavior, it was something really pathetic like, oh, I wanted to feel better than them or put them in their place. Really silly shit that um, I hope someone watching this, if you do it, maybe you can learn from my mistakes and either make strides to end that, or if you know of someone in your life that's like that, maybe uh, kick them out of your life. No, I'm kidding. But like, oh, okay, I see these behaviors in someone I know and care and love about. Maybe, what I learned from here, I can identify that quicker and maybe lead to more profound solutions. So, you know, I can't talk on every type of trauma that comes in one's life because if I did, I don't think I would be like mentally stable. Some stuff can really break people, but sometimes you may not control what occurs to you, but you can always control the response. So, hard to speak on stuff that's like grape, loss of a very dear loved one. Even though that's occurred to me, the other thing hasn't happened. Being homeless, um, being hurt emotionally as well as physically by someone. Those kind of things. I can make a laundry list of it, but those events can definitely shape someone based on how they, go about it. So to circle back what I was talking about a couple minutes ago, that trauma can really be illuminating and it can actually be a tremendous tool in seeing profound change in yourself that if you're feeling kind of stagnant in life or you want to see how far you've come, I think you can always think back to maybe previous trauma that you did have and you healed from it and you became a stronger person for that. And I think that's just a beautiful thing. So with that information, what's next? So I guess with trauma, there's always going to be some trauma, conflict, issues, problem solving, those things that can create very uncomfortable feelings in oneself. What are some tools that we can use to maybe deal with newer trauma that may come? So I always like to try to keep a level head and not cloud my mind with anxiety or things that could like disrupt how I um, think about things, because with a clouded mind, you're just not going to be able to sort through the bullshit. And trauma is just like, it can be so engrossing and really just like choke you out in the sense mentally of, wow, this anger is really getting to me, or the sadness and the things I do because of it. And once you have more self agency above yourself or about yourself, it can really lead to awesome things in one's life. You can have more initiative, discipline, um, great attributes of someone, of a friend that you would want, or maybe what you want to see in yourself. Been trying to cultivate a lot of self love and compassion and self efficacy. That's a tough word every time I try to speak it, which is like positive thoughts in your head. Like, what is usually your internal dialogue? That's self efficacy. There we go. With that as a topic of, trying to think about these things day to day, at least for me, it's helped me deal with maybe minor inconveniences or things that could trigger trauma or things that trigger anxiety, and all these things coming together make you a stronger person. And if you could be a stronger person for yourself, you could be a stronger person for others. And then once you bring that love to others, it could spread. And maybe we can lead to a better society. Some food for thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little naive here. Not entirely sure. But I like to think that we do have power to make change, whether you realize that or not, or maybe you forget that and you don't see that change. So the fact you can't see it, you can't really believe it, kind of thing. Some things are left unsaid, and even though you may leave a positive impact on someone, they may not express that to you. But through your actions, they speak more than 10,000 words or thousands of words. And always live by your actions and not just saying things that people want to hear, but you can't back that up. And that could stem from trauma too. Maybe you don't want to follow through on promises and stuff because of how many people have broken promises with you or treated you differently when you opened yourself up to others. So, yeah. Maybe this video was illuminating for you. Little pun there, but yeah. Anywho, Suicide Boys rock. I've played countless songs of them in the gym and other like metal, punk, hip hop group. I don't know. It's hard to categorize them, but yeah, that music fuels me in the gym when I need it. And yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. Have a nice beverage today, favorite food, something that brings some pleasure and joy to your life. Because we all don't like trauma. And we want to at least limit it or heal from it and improve. So that's pretty much it for me. See ya.